What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here again to talk about everybody's favorite war game, Warhammer 40k. Today, we are eating good because the news and information on the Dark Angels just keeps on coming. Now, the Dark Angels was an army that I almost played a few years ago. This is after we got back into the game of 40k. We started in 5th edition, and we took a break from 6th to about the end of 7th. We still played a little bit of 7th, but it was only very small amount of games, and then 8th edition came in like a truck. But anyway, back when we stopped playing 40k, I ended up selling my Tau army, and in between that gap, I was trying to get another army to play. I bought some Space Wolf stuffs, and I ended up selling them, and I even bought myself a DeathWing army because I just love how Terminators look. They're bulky, they're strong, and they're pretty powerful. Their weapons are also pretty badass, especially those of the Grey Knights. But Grey Knights, they were a really expensive army back in the day, and I decided to try out some DeathWing Terminators for the Dark Angels, because at that time you could play an entire army of just Terminators. Terminators counted as troops, and with the new information that has just come out for 9th edition Dark Angels Codex, we essentially have that once again. Crazy to think, right guys? But basically, I've got the entire article down below so you guys can check it out, but let's dive right into it. So as I said, Terminators now have objective secure. That is 100% true, and that means that we don't really need troops anymore. Terminators can take objectives, they can raise banners, I believe so. And that's good, because if you want to play an entire DeathWing army, you can go ahead and use it. So let's read the rule here for the first company. So if every unit in your army, except unaligned units that have the Dark Angel keyword, then Dark Angel Vanguard detachments can only contain Deathwing and Inner Circle models have the first company ability. And what this means is that Terminator squads of any persuasion have the objective secured ability, and if your Warlord is part of this detachment, then boom, you get your 3 command points back. Amazing. I love it, because once again, like I said, Terminators are back on business. Back on business, back in business. So if you guys have a whole bunch of Terminators, if you guys want to play an elite army, you can. Basically what this means is you can have models become initiated and become part of the Inner Circle. So let's say you have a Dreadnought. Normally he wouldn't be part of this detachment, but you can pay 1 power or 15 points to make him a part of the Inner Circle, allowing you to do the first company rules as above. So that's pretty cool. It's interesting because it gives you more versatility instead of just having pure Terminators. Now you can have Land Raiders, Primaris Lieutenants, etc. into the rites of initiation. I don't know if this is going to be the whole list, but from what I see, I'm liking it. Next up, we have a stratagem that costs 1 command point, and it is Deathwing Assault. The Deathwing have learned to begin their sweeping fire patterns immediately upon arrival from teleportation. That is huge when you're playing a Terminator army, because you have to have boots on the floor, obviously, but your firepower and your tactics all come from where you deploy your deep striking guys. So when they arrive via deep strike, you want to make sure you can bring the pain, eliminate key threats, and hopefully charge whatever it is you need to charge, because if you don't charge them, you're a sitting duck. Terminators do not move fast. Their mobility comes entirely from the deep strike and sometimes from Land Raiders. But with Deathwing Assault, for a single command point, you get to use this stratagem in your shooting phase when a Deathwing unit from your army is selected to shoot. each time a model in that unit that makes a ranged attack, as long as it was set up on the battlefield this turn as a result of your teleportation Homer, aka Deep Strike, you get to add 1 to your attack's wound rolls. So that is big. Unfortunately, since it is a stratagem, you can only use this on 1 unit per turn coming in via Deep Strike, but still, it'll give you that extra oomph to eliminate key targets. And then we have another stratagem. For 2 command points, you get No Foe is Too Great to Subdue. You channel all of your hatred into your blows because your DeathWing Knights are warriors that obliterate even the mightiest enemies in a storm of energized strikes. So DeathWing Knights are like an upgrade to Terminators. They have more versatility in their weapons and war gear, and with this 2 command point stratagem, you use it in the fight phase when you have a DeathWing Knight from your army is about to fight. And until the end of the phase, each time a model in that DeathWing Knight unit makes an attack with a Mace of Absolution, remember, it's gotta be the mace, against an enemy vehicle or monster, you not only add 1 to your attack wound roll, but you also get to improve the AP of your attack by 1. So, it's pretty devastating. This is basically telling you, yeah, you might be going up against vehicles, there might be some tyrannid monstrosities out there, we got you covered. Again, you can only do this once per turn, or at least once per turn. I think you could also do this in your, you could do it in your opponent's turn too. So for 2 command points, you essentially make your knights beefier and better to take, or not to take wounds, but to dish out wounds. So all in all, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. So much so that I think I'm going to be changing up a few things in this Primaris Space Marine army that I have. So originally, this Primaris Space Marine army was going to be a supplemental force for my Grey Knights, aka my homebrew chapter of the 11th Legion, but I might be playing them as DeathWing, or not DeathWing, but Dark Angels for a few games to see how well they are. But yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this below. Are you excited to finally be able to wield DeathWing Knights, DeathWing Terminators as a standalone army once again, without having to bring that tax of troops? Let me know your thoughts below, and I am totally pumped to see what else we have in store for the Dark Angels. As always, guys, this has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I will be catching you guys in the next one. Peace.